and he's joined us on the line because he called us press conference. Sammy, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Tell us more on what your party's position on the issue was that you decided at the Moment of Truth press conference to talk about.
My brother, we are totally appalled by the fact that the Akufo Addo MPP government decided to spend a colossal $12 million, equivalent to 153 million Ghana cedis, on the botched, aborted Agyapa deal. First of all, this was a deal which was cooked by certain elements in the Akufo Addo government to appropriate our mineral royalties for themselves in perpetuity. We said so. ISODEC, TIAC, IDEC, ASEP, ASEPA, all the civil society organizations, especially those in the extractive sector, including Imani, supported this position that the Agyapa deal was not in the interest of the people of this country. Very characteristic of this government, they bulldoze their way through and pass the deal with their numbers in parliament. But subsequent to that, as a result of our sustained advocacy against the deal, the Office of Special Prosecutor took the matter up, conducted a corruption risk assessment, and came up with a very damning verdict. We were told, by the Special Prosecutor, supported by indisputable facts, that the whole Agyapa transaction was fraught with procurement rigging and several illegalities. It breached the Public Procurement Act, according to the Special Prosecutor. It breached the Public Financial Management Act and even the Supreme Law of the Land, the 1992 Constitution. And so, on the basis of these serious legal issues, the President directed that the deal should be suspended. Like that can't say, once the deal could not go through, once the deal could not materialize, what it meant was that no payments were supposed to be made under the deal. Again, if any payments had been made under the deal, because the deal was unlawful, same was null and void and of no effect. And therefore, any such illegal payments were supposed to be refunded to the state. Here we are, many years after, we are being told by the CEO of the institution that supervised this scam that 153 million cedis under, we are talking about some 1.5 trillion old Ghana cedis, which this government claims to have spent on the processes leading to the listing of Agyapa on the London Stock Exchange. This is money which has been spent with no value whatsoever to the state, no benefit whatsoever to the state. In other words, Ghanaians have benefited nothing from this whole Agyapa, transaction, which is now dead under the water. We have benefited nothing, absolutely nothing. Yet we are being told that 153 million cedis of our precious resources in this time of extreme economic hardship, high unemployment, high interest rates, high inflation rates, economic bankruptcy, debt default, and all that. 153 million cedis has just been distributed to so-called consultants for services they never provided. Because according to the CEO, they spend a chunk of the money on consultancy services. Some that tell me, if you pay a consultant for a service, and that service is no longer rendered, are you not supposed to go for your money? Is that what reasonable people would do based on common sense? We paid, according to the Special Prosecutor, huge sums of money under this unlawful Agyapa scam to African Legal Associates owned by a cousin of President Akufo Addo, Gov'T. We paid money to Data Bank, which is also owned by another cousin of President Akufo Addo, the immediate past finance minister, who today has been promoted to the position of a presidential advisor on the economy and special envoy to the capital markets and so on.
We haven't seen that formal communication, but are you suggesting that
if Asase Radio tells you something like that, you should know that you can count on that and you can go to the bank with that. But the point is, illegal payments have been made to these entities closely associated with the president and the ruling New Patriotic Party.
Okay, Sammy, but the question is, if you are trying to start a project and you bring in consultants and they do their work and you pay them, and then later the president says, do not continue with the project, you can't go to those consultants and collect the money.
The consultants did what work and they were paid for what work.
Do consultancy work on whether or not
the company was not even listed on the London Stock Exchange. The listing did not happen. So what did they do? They were paid $12 million for the mere discussions they had about the deal, because the deal was not, nothing was concretized. Nothing was, I don't even know how to say it. Nothing was finalized. Nothing was executed. So what did they pay these so-called consultants for? If you say that you spend money on renting offices that were never occupied, never operated, so you didn't go back for the monies, what kind of cock and bull story is this? So, if Ghana was a property of President Akufo and Agyapa, would they spend $12 million equivalent to 153 million cedis on this flimsy, reasons that they are giving us? Would they do that? We are talking about a country that cannot even procure textbooks for basic school children almost 5 years after a new curriculum was introduced. A country which recently had to shut down the renal unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital over government's indebtedness to the tune of 4 million cedis. Just 4 million cedis. 19 kidney patients had to die because government owed the Kolebu renal unit 4 million cedis which they couldn't pay. Yet we had 153 million cedis to waste. The same country, Ghana, where we could not even purchase childhood vaccines to protect our own children. Children had to die in this country, had to take our neighbors, Nigeria, to loan us vaccines. We have 153 million to throw away on a deal that never materialized, on a deal that never benefited the people of this country.
Very well.
And on a deal that the Office of Special Prosecutor says was fraught with corruption, potential money laundering, procurement rigging, and several illegalities. How can we run a country like this?
Let's leave it here.
That's why we are saying that this whole transaction amounts to woefully causing financial loss to the state.
Would you file a formal complaint to anybody who can investigate
we won't waste
woeful?
our time, because there is no way we will get justice under this government. Our surest bet at getting justice and accountability in this matter and in all the other corruption scandals which have plagued this nation in the last 7 to 8 years under this corrupt MPP government is for us to vote for change.
Okay.
It is for us to put these people out of government.
Very well. Thank you so much.
It is for us to vote overwhelmingly, Sanda, for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who has promised to investigate this matter and all the other corruption scandals, ensure that the monies are refunded to the state for useful ventures that will benefit the people of this country and not the selection.
Thank you so much.
That is the only hope we have.
Thank you for speaking to us. That's Sammy Gyamfi, National Communications Officer of the NDC. Let me just say that